friends, I know we are all looking for ways to respond today to the atrocities happening in Ukraine. And so I'm going to take a few minutes actually just to lay out a few things, because I just know for us, there's a dark cloud hanging over all of us this time. So we want to point to two specific ways to respond to this that's happening. So first, pray for peace. Just whenever you are caught in that loop of shock and grief and fear and anger, like spin it into prayer, which can simply be like that exhale of intentionally breathing it out to God. It can be lighting a candle here or at home. Prayer is scientifically proven to do something. Did you know that? Yeah. And we also just trust our God to be present in the way that God needs to be. As the psalmist said, God is near the brokenhearted, including our beloveds in Ukraine. So that's the first thing. Please pray for peace. Second, we encourage you to give financially to Lutheran Disaster Response. So there are many organizations out there doing really vital work, but here's one that we have vetted and highly recommend. 100% of contributions go directly to those in crisis. So here's the QR code to get that link that you need. I think we might put a link in the comments too. But one of the great gifts of being part of a larger denomination, Salt House is part of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, and we have relationships not only across the country, but globally as well. So the ELC already has relationships with churches and other partners on the ground in Ukraine and in the neighboring countries. So we'll link to a document also, I think. I was hoping, there's a kind of a document that just explains, like, who are these people and how do we know them as part of our church? So that's just a really cool thing to see. Cool. But right now, the ELCA, Lutheran Disaster Response, collaborates with local churches and ecumenical partners to offer humanitarian relief for those who are being impacted. And what this means is that refugees and intentionally displaced persons in Ukraine are supported with emergency non-food items such as beds, mattresses, blankets, linens, food, hygiene items, and dignity kits. And so the churches are the ones who are there coordinating protection and safeguarding the vulnerable, and as well as providing psychosocial care and pastoral support. So the churches then, they're the ones who are coordinating to provide transportation for people from the border, getting temporary housing, food, all the things. So our donations are going directly to the work of these churches. Again, this aid, it's all moved forward really rapidly because the ELCA already has these relationships and connections with those churches in Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania. By working with already established relationships and leadership that's already there, it has been possible to quickly adapt as things rapidly change. And that ability to adapt in the future, in these days to come, will be really important too. So Lutheran Disaster Response is well aware of the long-term impact of this violence, so they're really committed to continue doing what they need to do as this unfolds in the months and years really to come. Right. So, and I just want to read you this quote that they offer too. And they said, "We are called and call others to remember that the life we have together in Christ and the worldwide connection of churches is something strikingly important in this time of estrangement. For many in Russia and Ukraine, the challenge of this time is unfathomable to us. The prayer for peace and the drive toward fellowship with those in Russia and Ukraine, which were transformative in previous times of conflict, are of paramount importance now. So we continue to pray for the Lutheran community, all of Christ's followers, all people of faith, and the whole of the nations of Russia and Ukraine." Indeed, we do. So friends, let's do what we can do to support our siblings who are in crisis.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.